Hello and welcome to NBA Talk with Jordan Valdez. First things first, let's get to today's matchups. And our first matchup is Jameer Nelson versus Rodrigue Bobois. Jameer Nelson is the starting point guard for the Orlando Magic. He has made the All-Star team before, a few years ago. I believe it was in 2008. He's a very, very good point guard, very good passer. He really had a good for a few games in the first round of the playoffs against the Atlanta Hawks. His team lost, but he had a couple of good games there. He's a little bit past his prime right now. He was really in his prime when Orlando went to the championship. And Rodrigue Bobois is a lot younger. He is the starting shooting guard for the Dallas Mavericks, except he got injured. But he was before he got injured this season. Before he injured his foot, he was starting at shooting guard for them. Then he was injured for the playoffs too, so he didn't get as much playing time as he probably would have gotten other if he hadn't gotten injured. But he's a very, very good player. He can also play point guard. He's a point guard, shooting guard, combo guard for the Dallas Mavericks. He's really fast. He's from France. Um, this was only his third year in the league. He's already really proved that he's a great three-point shooter and also can drive it to the hole. So I'm going to give this matchup to Rodrigue Bobois, though. I think he has so much potential. He's going to be so good soon. So I'm going to give the matchup to him. Our next matchup is Chris Bosh versus LaMarcus Aldridge. Chris Bosh is the starting power forward for the Miami Heat. He can also play center. He's one of the better shooting big men in the league. He can step out even beyond the three-point arc, and he can fire away and make a lot of them, actually. But he also has a lot of post moves. He's not as strong as some other power forwards in the league, like Amari and guys like even like Dwight Howard. But he has figured out how to still be able to score consistently. He was an All-Star this year. Just a very, very good player. LaMarcus Aldridge, kind of a similar player. He was an All-Star snub this year, though. He's a starting power forward for the um, Portland Trailblazers. He's a really good player. He couldn't lead his team past the first round of the playoffs, where they lost to the eventual champion Dallas Mavericks. I actually, in my bracket, in my NBA playoffs bracket last year, I actually picked Portland to upset Dallas. And once they won the championship, I was like, how did I possibly pick that? But LaMarcus Aldridge, he's a very, very good player. Possibly Portland's second best player, maybe after Brandon Roy. I'm gonna give this matchup to Chris Bosh, though. I think Chris Bosh has proved to people that he can be a consistent All-Star in this league, whereas LaMarcus Aldridge is kind of right at the borderline there. So I'm gonna give this matchup to Chris Bosh. Now let's talk NBA headlines. The Minnesota Timberwolves' Michael Beasley says labor negotiations are retarded. Now, not only can I picture Michael Beasley saying this, but he's kind of right in a way. I mean, it's these two sides, the owners and the players, arguing over money like little children arguing over like a toy boat or something. I mean, it is kind of retarded. So, but that's pretty funny that Michael Beasley said that. So, thank you for watching NBA Talk with Jordan Valdez, and I'll see you next time.